What is up, YouTube? That's here bringing you guys another amazing set of VGC 2021 Series 10 rental teams. These are all submitted on my Patreon. If you guys want to submit your own teams, you definitely can. Think about checking out the Patreon submission post. We're going through every single one of these teams, fixing every single team submitted until everyone that submits their team is completely satisfied. We've fixed a ton of cool teams so far, and you know what? I've actually had a lot of fun doing this series. So if you want to submit your team, think about submitting it. There's going to be a link to it in the description below. Without further ado, let's check out this team. I actually think Palkia, if you remember back at my, initial tier list video, I said Palkia is one of those Pokemon that could technically hang with all the other super cool restricteds. I really do like what Palkia does bring to the table, and I think this team is almost perfect. We're going to take a look at the EV spread on these Pokemon in just a minute, but overall, most of these movesets and item choices are perfect. Palkia is great personally. If I'm going to run something like a Lustrous Orb and not use Trick Room, I would definitely want to use like a vested set with Thunder to help, better check things like Kyogre. That's my personal opinion, but Lustrous Orb on this super aggressive set, very, very nice. The Landorus, I think Landorus would actually be better off with a Choice Scarf to help deal with things like Zacian and a couple other pesky Pokemon. If you're going to be Choice, I'd much rather see a Choice Scarf as opposed to a Choice Specs. There's another one of those situations where I understand the Telepathy Palkia, Sludge Wave Lando, it's super cool, I get it. I think you'd still be better off with a Choice Scarf there. And then Weather Ball, I'd personally, in my opinion, I'd personally run Fisher there just because, yes, Weather Ball can be cool. We have no form of weather, though. We have to rely on their weather, which isn't always super reliable. Weather Ball, though, is not affected by Sheer Force in the way that you would think that it wouldn't be. It actually will still gain the weather effect. Sheer Force does not negate Weather Ball, so that's actually a good thing going for it. So cool Lando set. I'm personally not a fan of the specs here. But moving on, we have the Rillaboom. Personally, we see the Assault Vest on the Rillaboom. That's why it's probably not on the Palkia. If that's going to be your Assault Vest Rillaboom set, I love it. It's perfect. I really like seeing the knockoff there to tech things like Shadow Rider with that Tailwind. Speaking of Tailwind, Talonflame is amazing. That's the Chef Kiss. Perfect set on the Talonflame. These EV spreads that we're going to look at are very, very nice as well. The Urshifu Dark, great Urshifu Dark set. The only thing I think is weird is there's a Black Belt here. I think the Black Belt is here to make it so you can guarantee KO like Incineroars and stuff like that with your close combats, even if you get intimidated. But in this situation, if you're not going to be using your Sash somewhere, you should use the Sash either on Urshifu or Aleki. There's no reason to have these additional damage boosting items if you're not going to be using your Sash in a restricted format. So think about in the future maybe putting the Sash on the Aleki or the Urshifu. But other than that, I think the Aleki obviously a really good set as well. Let's take a look at some of these EVs and show you exactly how they all break down. We can see the Palkia, very, very fast Palkia. I do not know where 146 lands you, but I do know that it's fast enough to obviously outspeed things like a Regieleki and a Tailwind, so that's pretty fast. I don't know if this is actually fast enough to outspeed anything significant at -1 from like an Electro Web per se, so I don't know how I feel about this much speed. Personally, you know me, I like running my restricted a little bit more bulky, but, if there's something you guys are seeing that I'm not, let me know in the comments below, obviously. The Landorus, again, 156, kind of lands you in a no man's land to where, yeah, you're already faster than Lecky, but if we're going to be choiced, we don't actually need this much speed. Choice specs, obviously, we don't really need this much speed because, obviously, if we take out, like, all those speed and we double this, we probably only need about, 84 points in speed, basically, to be able to, double that and, maybe even a little bit more, maybe like 100-ish. That outspeeds almost to a Lucky. Where's the Lucky? Lucky goes to 277, right? So we need, 30... This is 60-something. Let's see. What is the 156 actually, exactly what you need? This goes to 180. So, actually, it's a little bit too much. So, 128 or something like that, 36, 37. So this doubles into outspeeding it. So we don't need to put this many points. Again, if there's something I'm missing, think about, let me know. But I do like the fact that you spread the EVs around and all the other stats as well. So really, really cool set. I like it so far. Into the Urshifu set, that's a great Urshifu set. The same set we use on Urshifu Water when we want to run, like a Mystic Water on it. So I understand the reasoning behind this. But again, if you're not using your Sash, you definitely should be using your Sash. Talonflame, this is the Chef Kiss perfect Talonflame set. I made it today for another player. The reason why I use this exact EV spread I was talking about in a coaching session is because this outspeeds Whimsicott. So basically you trade Tailwinds and then you just one-shot their Whimsicott. And it's very, very nice. If you're ever going to run an aggressive Talonflame, this is the speed stat you need to get to 185 right here. It's going to be a perfect number. Regieleki, I've talked about using this set before as well. I like this set. This outspeeds things like Pheromosa. This outspeeds Zacian, Shadow Rider, and Pheromosa, and puts the rest of the points in bulk. Note that it's preserving the points in defense and special defense as opposed to HP, because it makes so you can eat those Grassy Glides and Sucker Punches and Aqua Jets a lot easier. Very, very solid set. And last but not least, Rillaboom. This set is going to double its speed to speed creep and outspeed things like Shadow Rider and a Tailwind with that knockoff. It's super, super strong. And I overall think the EVs on this team are done very, very well. Other than the Landorus and Palkia having a little bit too much speed. Again, if there's something that I'm not seeing here with those, and you're really trying to get some +1 calcs, which is basically you setting up a -1 from an Alecki onto your opponents, and then from there being a bully, let me know. The hard part about those -1 calcs is a lot of Pokemon can actually outspeed your Alecki if they have the +1. Right, so like you aren't going to be able to correctly get those tiers to line up the way you want unless your Aleckies are running full speed. So maybe, you know, if you want to keep these speeds this high to function at +1 and -1 speed calcs, maybe you go full speed Alecki in this exact situation, throw a Sash on there, and from there, you know, it might be able to easier, that's not even a word, it might be able to help out in getting those speed drops to, you know, maintain the correct board position. But overall, love the team, love the synergy. Let's hop into some games and show the rental code one more time. Definitely think about copying this one down. This is a very, very good team. I talked about slight things, and I like that I can be a little bit more slight, a little more harsh with these things, because these are things that, like, this team's already so good that it makes me happy to see it. So, but it also makes the things that could be done just a little bit better that much more obvious. So really, really cool team. Let's see how it does. Let's see how it does in like actual ranked ladder. Here we go. Alright, so our first game is going to be going up against Shadow Rider. This is a player that's top 100 player. They're ranked 98 in the whole wide world. We're hanging around the 400 ranks ourselves. Let's see. Talonflame can be a good lead. You know, we have the Protect. So we can go Protect into doing basically whatever we do want. I think Urshifu is still a very good lead. What I like about this is that they do not have the, you know, Psychic Terrain setting from like a Lele or something like that. So I actually really do like this. We do outspeed with Alecki as well, but their Alecki can outspeed us back. So that's a little bit hard to deal with. I think I want to lead Urshifu. And let's see, if we would lead Urshifu, I think it's going to be Sash Mineshow. Do I care about Sash Mineshow? How would we correctly, accurately deal with Sash Mineshow? We can force the Mineshow into wide guarding and then just be a big bully. I don't think that's a terrible play. I actually don't think, like, I think that Talonflame is actually a really good mod to actually bring in the back. It's either going to be Talonflame or Landorus, right? Because, like, we need something to break that Stalka. I think we have to bring it like this. I don't know if Talonflame, I think it would be a good idea to bring Talonflame, but I just don't see a situation where they let me get that off. Mineshow can always threaten. Stalka is amazing here. Regilecki's big threatening, so I think we have to play it like this and preserve our Regilecki a little bit better. One cool thing about our team is we kind of look like we say we have a lot of different sashes on things like, you know, the Regilecki and the Urshifu, so maybe they have to guess. And in guessing, they might guess wrong, and obviously we don't have that sash. But if they dictate too many resources dealing with one mon, we might be able to, you know, make something else work. Let's see it, though. Mineshow Shadow Rider. Awesome. That's obviously the standard lead, especially for a top 100 player playing the game correctly. Let's see. Yes, they can feint. We do have Sucker Punch, and that is something that's very, very important to note. I think that they're going to go for the fake out into our Urshifu. I would definitely fake out Urshifu in this situation. And then, like, next turn, they switch out Shadow Rider for Incineroar. And so, in this situation, like, we have to be the one holding all the cards. Like, we have to be the one playing super, super aggressive. We have to be the one playing very, very, how do I put it? We have to be the one holding all the cards, basically. I don't see a problem with them going fake out into Urshifu and Astraling this turn. So I actually think I will just Protect. Should I be Electro Webbing here? If they fake out my Alecki, it'll lose me the game. I think I'm going to give them a little bit extra respect in this situation. And I think next turn they're going to be switching out Incineroar and close combating our Urshifu. So let's see what they do. So it's a big Detect. Survey says there's the fake out into the Lucky slot. Cool, they fake out on the correct targets. Are they subbing? Like, what are they doing? Astral Rush, awesome. So we could have just went for an attack again. I would have gone for an attack if we had Sash on the Lucky, but I'm okay with these turn of events. I am super, super all right with how this turned out. We can go Electro Web into close combat that Mineshow, and it would make it so we outspeed and get the KO, and the hard switch and Sin, we'd still be fine. I do think that there's nothing realistically wrong, though, with hard switching in the Lando to block close combat here, which is why I brought the Lando. And going for probably a Volt switch into the Mineshow slot just to break Sash. I do think that they are switching out that Shadow Rider because they don't want to eat Sucker Punch. I do think that. I think there's no way that that's not happening, or at least protecting the Shadow Rider or something. Maybe I should be Thunderbolting. I should be Thunderbolting. Yeah, I'll Thunderbolt instead. Just so I can keep this on the board so I can Electro Web if I have to. Yep, so switching that out. So I'm reading this. I'm influencing this play by what I have. There's the Rillaboom. Same thing. They're switching out to avoid Sucker Punch, right? They're switching out to avoid Sucker Punch. And this is a great situation for me to be in. So let's see it. Let's see what they're going to do with Mind Shadow. I'd love it if the Mind Shadow didn't protect, but just went for close combat. That'd be really great. So big Lando switching to block this potential close combat here. Thunderbolt coming in hot. Let's see if it's sashed. It is, which is awesome. I'd love to see a parry, even though we don't necessarily need it. Awesome, close combat. Great, so everything's going according to plan. Look at me. Good player playing against other good players. Feels amazing, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel pretty amazing? Let's see, though. What can they realistically get done in this situation? They can go for a fake out. And they are going to be outspeeding our Lando, but I don't think I'm actually realistically afraid of it. I kind of want to go for Sludge Wave and switch in my Palkia. I kind of want to. Just because that, but I don't want to lock myself in the Sludge Wave. That's not good. I think, do I want to do that? I don't see a problem with that realistically. If they go for the fake out, that'd be fine. The problem is that Rillaboom, I guess, has a ton of offensive pressure right now. I don't think it can one-shot our Lando with the Grassy Glide. I really don't. We're still a little bit bulky. I think I am going to go for the Sludge Wave here, and I think I am just going to actually hard protect her. I want this Regieleki to stay on the board to be able to threaten the Calyrex whenever we see it. The Sash is down, so that means it's not Sash Calyrex. It's probably going to be Orb. And let's see if they're going for a fake out play. Feint into the Lucky. No, we just hit our Lucky with a freaking good move. What a good play from this guy. Again, this is why this person is like a potentially like rank like top 100 player, right? So we're actually gonna just absolutely massacre our boy. Good thing is we can't poison our Lucky, but we can put it within range for a Grassy Glide. Oof, never lucky, never lucky. Let's see if the Shadow Rider comes out. If the Shadow Rider does come out, what I think I'm probably going to do is just protect our Lucky, then let the Landorus die so I can then bring out my Urshifu. And I think that's totally fine. Yeah, there's the Calyrex. I have absolutely no problem playing this way, and if they want to play it differently, you know, they play it differently. Palkia is not that helpful here. I don't think there's a reason to switch in the Palkia per se. I don't know if my Protect is actually... I've never been fainted to a point where I want to Protect again. I don't know if my Protect would be on cooldown. That's a weird mechanic, huh? I will Sludge Wave here. It doesn't really matter if this Protect doesn't work because they're Grassy Gliding into that slot anyways, then Astral Barraging, so it doesn't really matter. Does it? I'm gonna try the Protect. I'd like the Protect to work, so we'll see. Cool. I want to see if they're protecting too. Let's see. I don't really care if I get KO'd on the slot here. Let's see it though. Great monster. This person's playing super, super well. Let's see. I mean, I could have just gotten Electro off. That's kind of greedy. It looks like a Protect does work. Or I got a double. Answer me in the chat. What do we get? Survey says Astral Barrage. Yep. I think Sucker Punch does KO that thing. I think it does. Especially because we're coming in unintimidated. We're going to be able to get Fake Outed, right? Which sucks. But I don't think it's end of world. I'd love to see the Orb. I'd love to still see the Orb take the tick. Alright, no Orb. But we've already seen the Sash, right? So what do they have back there? I kind of wish that... I'd love to go for like Wicked Blow and an Electro Web. I'd love to do that. I think the right play actually is to go for another Protect. They're going to fake out the Lucky, aren't they? They're going to fake out the Urshifu. I'm going to go for Electro Web. I wouldn't be surprised if Calyrex protected and they hard switch in Rilla. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're protecting. We don't want to get fake outed. If you want to fake out my Lucky, go for it, champ. That's all you. Cool, I got a free Electro Web, which means I can Wicked Blow that thing. Unless they're Scarfed. They are Scarfed. Okay, and now we know. Now we know, chat. Knowing's half the battle. They can't protect. It's going to have to hard switch in for Rilla next turn. It's going to have to hard switch Rilla in this next turn. So I think that we're going to be in an okay spot now that we know exactly that it's Scarf Shadow Rider. Scarf Shadow Rider is, by the way, one of the better ways to play it, I would say. We're able to scout that up. Cool. So let's see. Palkia's coming in. Sucker Punch will KO that thing, but they have a % chance to switch in that Rilla. I don't know if that actually matters. Like, Sucker Punch is really, really nice here. And Hydro Pump probably does KO that Incin. But if they switch in Rilla, right, and I KO the Incin, then they just get to... They switched in Rilla, right, so it didn't matter. And then I mean, I have to go for a Fire Blast into this slot to be able to take the Rilla out and ignore whatever that Incineroar is doing. So I have to play just like this. So we know they're switching out Shadow Rider, and they're probably trying to fodder their Incin to Palkia. So we have to hit our Fire Blast. Sucker Punch hits. Feels amazing. It's cool. I think that's totally fine. I think Palkia actually can take out this Rilla combo over here. It sucks for Fire Blasting, but I think the play that we made was absolutely perfect in that situation. Because if they would have just foddered their Incineroar to a Hydro Pump, switched in the Rilla, avoided the Sucker Punch, and then went for something like, how would I put it? Went for something like, ooh man, that's a lot of damage to Urshifu. Oh, and they got the burn, never ever, lucky me. But yeah, they would have been able to have Shadow Rider with Fake Out pressure again, which would have been very, very bad. Wow, never ever lucky getting that burn. Yeah, I hate to see it. But I do think that Palkia, you know, we can go for the Fire Blast on the Rilla, we can go for the Hydro Pump on the Incin. The Ration's going to get reactivated here, which is, you know, not the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'll say it. But I think if we take out this Rilla, we win the game. Like, what are they really gonna do? I think we just go for the Wicked Blow. I think Wicked Blow... Actually, do we want a Wicked Blow or do we want a Close Combat? We're not intimidated. I actually think it's probably better to go for Close Combat. Like, Close Combat and Flare Blitz into that slot, just to... Fire Blast, sorry. Just to make sure. What I really like also about this team is that you're PP max. I think that's super, super important. You can go for Fake Out. You can only stop one, really. So I think this Close Combat, because we have a Black Belt, is still going to be able to get the KO even with the burn. Show me what I'm working with here. That big damage. Beating a top 100 player seems pretty dope with this amazing rental team. You can tell the slight little changes that they made to make that team play really well too. The Scarf Shadow Rider, that feint turn with the Mind Shao, that switching out to avoid that early Sucker Punch. Really, really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. So we do have to hit at least one move against this guy. We are going to have to hit something. I really would like to... I'd hate to go down like a crit Darkest Lariat here. But let's see. Should I be rending? Close Combat's going to do a lot. It would be enough to proc the berry, the Citrus Berry. And I think Weak Spatial Rend would be able to KO from there. You know, 80 accuracy is a lot lower than 95. I'm going to go for the Spatial Rend, I think. High crit ratio is pretty nice too. We don't have to actually ever miss the Hydro Pump. Because like Hydro Pump miss can lose us the game. Spatial Rend miss. Talk about never lucky. We literally went with the higher accuracy move so we wouldn't miss. Urshifu, big busted out here today. Holy moly, Urshifu's out here taking names. Screw this burn. There's the berry. Another Close Combat just takes it out. And we went with our highest accuracy move, I think. We had like the Spatial Rend, the Hydro Pump, and the other move. Again, a crit here would suck, but we then just Close Combat again. But we tried to play to our outs, you know? We tried to play to our outs. I'm gonna get one more shot to go for another one. Yeah, that's why they call me never lucky for a reason. Even when I make the right plays. Literally, using a move that has the highest accuracy possible. Just so I don't miss, I'll still miss it. But it's cool. Urshifu, man, this Black Belt. You know, I said Sash was better. I'm a Black Belt believer right now. This Urshifu cooks. Has a lot of damage. Let's see what they do. Battles canceled. We take those wins. What an amazing rental team. Thank you so much for submitting this one. Wow. Yeah, I had a really good time playing that game. That was just a good overall game. Like, holy moly. I think our team's made very well. I think that Shadow Rider team's made very well, too. So let's see what we got. Survey says 702. JP player. Not bad. Kai Ogre and a regular Ice Horse. Man, it's been a hot minute since I've seen one of those. Why don't people use that thing anymore? This guy's rock around running 2 restricteds. Let's see, though. I think the Talonflame's still very good here. They have Regieleki, Rilla, which is really, really good as well. How good is Landorus as a lead? Like, if we were to go Landorus Palkia, does that get me what I want? It tunnels them into fake-outing targets. They'd probably fake out the Palkia. I like the Landorus Palkia because I can go for Sludge Wave. And I want to go for Sludge Wave against Rilla. Oh, there's a Sash on either the Whims or the Lecky. And I like to be able to hit both. And I think that if we lead like this will tunnel them into targeting the targets we want to target. We can protect the Palkia, go for those Sludge Waves, break those Sashes, and be in a good spot. I do think it might be a good idea to go for... I think I will bring Talonflame here, but not for Tailwind. I think we're going to bring Talonflame because I actually think that's a Trick Room Whims. I think they're actually going to lead like Fake Out. Ooh, do I really think that? Do I really think that? Like, do I think that so much that I want to lead with my own Fake Out users so I can Fake Out trade? I think I do, actually. We're going to lead like this instead. Yeah. I'm respecting Fake Out Whims. There's something not right. That Ice Horse should be an Urshifu in literally any other situation. So when they lead Fake Out user Whims, we're you know, leveling up as players, you know, following that guide that I posted on my Patreon a little bit ago, you know, the top 10 things you guys can be doing to become better players. You can actually go check that out. It's on the Patreon. Everyone can see it. It's free for everyone to do. I was going to put it up, but I want to stop the game. There's exactly what they said. See, I've been working behind the scenes, leveling up my own, polishing my skills as a player. I'm able to scout more things because I'm following the rules that I put forward in that list. Let me see if I can find that list. You guys can go, everyone can go see it. It's completely free. They have the 10 steps right here, right where do they go? The 10 steps for making the perfect VGC team and how to correctly prepare for a tournament. Like, holy moly, this thing goes in depth. It's free to check out. Go think about checking out the Patreon. There's a link in the description. They're going to be setting Trick Room. I'm going to be placing all my eggs in that basket. Now, I didn't actually pay attention to whose real boom is faster, but I think it's us. So I'm going to go fake out in that slot, and I'm actually going to fire blast in that slot just because I want that whims gone, and I think that this is the right play. Now, who's faster? It's going to be me. Now, we can see when this whims gets flinched, depending on what they want to do. So you can see their fake outing here. If we flinch before whims, all right, so they flinched before us. They tried to do something different. So they're not trick rooming, which I think is absolutely fine. I have no problem with that, but I don't want to get encored, so I will be switching here. I will be switching probably into my Talonflame. I think that's a great switch in here, and I'm just going to go for a Fire Blast. I'm going to Fire Blast the Whim. If we take out the Whim, that's great. Palkia is a good matchup against Whimsicott type mons. They might just be Moonblasting. Again, this is a top 1,000 player. They know what they're doing. Moonblast is a great tech. Let's see what's up, though. I think the Encore is a little bit juicy into our Rilla, though, because that would make it so we don't have a good check for their Ogre, right? Again, they can tell that we're not tricking these well, right? Just because, you know, we went before. Yeah, we went. Sorry, did we go before them? No, they went before us. They went before us, right? I can't tell anymore. I can't tell anymore. It's okay. Talonflame's a great mon here. Grassy Glide. Palkia eating it like an absolute champ. Moonblast doubling into the Palkia. Of course it is. This is why I like that bulky Palkia. We would not have died if we were bulkier. Sucks losing our restricted. It does. We're able to reapply fake out pressure, though. We have a great board set up here. We have priority. We can seal up that Talonflame right now and fake out that Urshifu. Sorry, fake out the, what is it? Fake out the Whims. I think I'm going to bring the Urshifu in here. I don't see a problem with this. I really just don't. I feel like if we want to bring in Rilla, we would just be U-turning. I don't have a problem with that either. I'm actually just going to bring in my Rilla because it gets the fake out pressure exactly the way that I want it. So we have fake out pressure, so they might be switching, which means we just go for the... I think we're going to be going for a Brave Bird into the Whims. And then probably just U-turning in here. A lot of damage, sets that thing up to get knocked out by Wicked Blow. This guy's playing really well so far, though. I love that double KO into the Palkia slot. And we talked about them maybe go for Moonblast, which they did. They didn't want to set Tailwind. They still can't set Tailwind. We actually remember we're outspeeding that Whims by 1 point. So we're going to be able to go for our Prankster Gale Wings boosted move first. They can totally protect and try and break our Talonflame, what is it? It's Gale Wings, but then, you know, we have the threat of the fake out here. So they shouldn't even be trying it, right? So big damage into the Swims. No Tailwind for you. No Tailwind for you. And I'm going to be able to get Tailwind in a couple turns. It's going to be really, really nice. So let's see what they're doing. I want to see if they have Lecky in the back. We took a lot of damage there. Note that we went for Brave Bird instead of Flare Blitz. That was boosted by priority. And if they wanted to switch in Ogre, they wouldn't have been able to mitigate like a Flare Blitz. That's why we didn't want to go for Flare Blitz, so we don't make it weaker. So coming in here, let's see what they're doing. I want to know what they're actually doing. Are they U-turning against our Urshifu slot? Are they U-turning against us? That'd be kind of nutty for them because they just get to resend it back out. Yeah, good play from them. Let's see if it's Ogre and let's see if it's Scarfed. That would suck if it's Scarfed Ogre. I definitely don't want to see that because they definitely have damage on all of our mons now. We have faster mons in them because of our Talonflame. I wonder, yeah, this is the Ogre. Oof, it's gonna be hard. Our Urshifu doesn't outspeed Ogre, right? This is one of the bad things about not running a full speed Urshifu. Ogre can outspeed, which this one probably is. We can see Urshifu restoring some health here, but let's see if they send the Rillaboom out or if it's going to be something else. I wouldn't be surprised to see Rillaboom come back here. I'd rather see Rillaboom than Lecky, if we're being completely honest. Awesome, that's great. I'm happy to see this thing because that thing can get grinded on by the rest of our mons. We just double protect here, and we want to scout and see what they're doing. They're probably spouting. Let's see, we have our own Rill in the back. I guess we could hard switch out our Urshifu. We are vested. I'll do that. And so it'll give us fake out pressure, and we'll be able to go fake out Tailwind, and then our Urshifu will be able to outspeed that Ogre, and we'll be in a good spot. If we get this Tailwind up, we're going to be in a really, really good spot, I think. So there's a Protect up. Protect the Mundo. Fake out into that slot. I think that's a good fake out slot. Origin Pulse. Cool. That could just miss. That's not dangerous at all. Awesome. Cool. And the cool thing about this is they are running Kyogre, right? But their Kyogre does not have like a Serena teammate in the back to bail it out. So I can just fake out that Kyogre slot, make sure it doesn't do anything, and just go for a Tailwind here. Tailwind fake out. I think I'm in a good spot. And if they go for Protect, that's fine. Rillaboom plus Talonflame can definitely take that guy out next turn. Or at the very least weaken it to a point where it's not a problem. Switching out the Rilla's greedy here. Ice Horse, there it is. Yeah, I still think this is a really, really bulky squad. So Protect is absolutely fine. I have no problem with it whatsoever. Next turn they're going to be switching out. I'm relatively sure they're going to be switching out the Kyogre for the Rilla. So I wonder how we should be doing this turn. I mean, my Urshifu can eat that move. Like, I can eat an Icicle Crash on Urshifu, I think, because we have a little bit of bulk. 3 turns Tailwind, 2 turns on Rain. I kind of want to just wait out the Rain. I don't have a problem with double protecting here. If they want to switch in there, that's fine. We'd also have Brave Bird here in case they are switching. Oh, we don't protect. Oh, right. You have to do it like this. Awesome, they are switching out, so we will get a kill in the Rillaboom, so it means they're out of fake out pressure, and we're going to regain fake out pressure. That's super, super good. We might end up losing our Urshifu or Talonflame this turn. Sorry, I wasn't doing that much talking. I was getting my big brain going. But yeah, we will be able to take this thing out. Even if it is Koba, he will be going down. I'd like to be able to wait out the Rain. This is the last turn of Rain next turn, so if we just protect next turn, the Rain will be over, and we can just Flare Blitz that guy. So I don't know who they're going after, right? I'd assume they're going after this Rilla, right? I'd assume they're going after Rilla. But we are U-turning in for Urshifu Dark. Maybe the Rock Sliding Urshifu will live. It's good damage on that Ice Horse over there. Urshifu Dark's thick boy over here. Rocking 84. We're actually stronger than a regular Urshifu would be, so they'd have to be using something weird. Like reading this and close commenting on the switch. Icicle Crash. We should be fine on Urshifu's side. Maybe not the Talonflame side. Awesome. That's that bulk spread right there. And they're orbed. Awesome. I love to see that. We can just go for a double protect here. And then next turn we just go Flare Blitz into that slot. Wicked Blow into the Kyogre. And we should be able to at least put it in a situation where we bring back in our Rilla after the Grassy Terrain ends, I think, this turn or next turn. And then we just go for a Grass Fight and win the game. I think. So yeah, Grassy Terrain has, a lot of turns left. This is the last turn Rain though, so we're going to be fine. So yeah, we just want to go Protect here. And Detect here. Absolutely love playing this patiently. I think they should have gone up to Talonflame. Definitely they should have gone up to Talonflame. Talonflame did a great job this game. So let's see it. I want to see if the Ogre is going to like sub or something weird. I doubt it. It might have sub because it's showing Origin Pulse. So Protect there. It means the Protect's going to be on cooldown, which is amazing. That's so good. Spout. Awesome. So if Vaxxed wants to Spout, it might not even get any KOs if we can weaken it enough. So I actually think, should I close combat that thing? Flare Blitz should be able to KO that Ghost Horse. It definitely should. The fact that it took that much damage from a U-turn means it's full attack, special attack. Sorry, full attack HP. I think the right play, though, is to go for the Flare Blitz and double into that slot, because it shouldn't go for double anyways. And I think I will close combat, because just in case it does protect, the Urshifu will get the KO into it anyways. And it's stronger to use the close combat, because we have the Black Belt instead of the Wicked Blow. So let's just go for it. I still don't want to see double protect. Awesome. So this is going to guarantee redirect my Urshifu into the Kyogre slot if this doesn't KO. Which it does. It's totally fine. That's exactly what I wanted to see. And then again, this Kyogre is going to get basically taken to the grinder by our Rillaboom at the end of a couple turns. We're going to lose our Urshifu this turn if they decide to, actually make an attack with anything. But we're going to do so much damage. Look at this. Look at that damage. That's absolutely ridiculous how much damage that does to a bulky Ogre. That has to be bulky based on this team comp. Origin Pulse can miss. Looks like it doesn't. We are going to lose the Urshifu. There are still 2 more turns on Grassy Terrain, and I do think that our Rillaboom is bulky enough to, come in and be a big bully here. They're probably going to protect this turn, but then Rillaboom can just, Grassy Glide to the turn after that. I think they're going to have to get a double protect, and then maybe go for an Ice Beam if they even do have it. If they even outspeed our Rillaboom, which, let's see, our Rillaboom, like I said, has 60 points in speed, so 113. So it is technically faster than what a bulky ogre would be. So let me see, 2 turns left or 1 turn? 2 turns left. So they're going to protect this turn, and then they're going to try and go for the double next turn, which is the right play. I'd still like to see them try that. But I think that we're going to be fine. So there's a protect. They're going to go for the double. And they're going to wait out these grassy terrain turns. There's 1 grassy glide. Can we be a sometimes lucky guy and not have, like, the worst case scenario ever happen to us? Can we? Can we please? That'd be nice. That'd be nice if we can just play the game normally. Please no double protect. Like, go for it, but don't get it. You know what I mean? That's right. Oh my gosh, it feels good to have the game actually work as intended. Holy moly. You'll love to see it. This team's great. This team is absolutely amazing. The only things I would change is that Lando set is a little bit unpredictable. I would personally rather play it as Scarf to be like a good revenge kill on to seal up Zacians. I feel Zacian still might be a little bit of a problem, and then I love switching in Lando like we did in that first game, blocking those big fighting attacks, and then they don't know that we're Scarfed, right? So we have the ability to be such a bully the next turn immediately, and I love that for this team. You might even also want to think about, if you're going to run like a Lando like that, maybe you could run like a mixed Intimidate Lando. An Intimidate user would make this team so much better in my opinion. The last thing I want to talk about as we show the rental code one last time is I do think your Palkia needs a lot more bulk. If we actually just look at the team, we won all those games just off good defensive switch-ins, reads, and conditioning from like using Urshifu, Rillaboom, Talonflame, and either Lucky or Landorus. So Palkia, it's a cool mon. It makes your opponents bring the mons that you want them to bring. But, you know, this set is a little bit too speedy, I think, to work as intended. So maybe either make that a little bit more bulky or, you know, maybe I just need to be a little bit more patient. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely try this round code out for yourself. Let me know how it goes for you in the comments. And other than that, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, you guys have been having a good time watching the series. Like I said, we still have a few more teams left. You can check out the Patreon post as well as the free Patreon post showing all the steps you need. You can obviously tell even I've gotten better recently because I've been practicing the things that I'm preaching and working on all these things, learning a little bit more about the meta, learning about the you know, tendencies that the good players use and how to copy them and work them into your own games. And that's pretty much it. I've been having a good time playing Pokemon. Hopefully you guys have as well. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.